I got our way, way, way too early rankings for next season because that's what we do on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for it?
Okay, but what are you ranking?
I'm ranking my top teams in the NBA.
Top 7 NBA championship contenders?
Teams. Yes.
Yes, got it.
Give me the number, Yates. What
Number
random
7.
There we go. Number 7. Going with the Grizz. I'm going with Jaren Jackson. I'm going with Ja Morant. I'm going with Dylan Brooks. We'll see what moves they make in the offseason. I still think they need a more veteran wing to their team, but I like the way this team is built. And look, you can easily make a case that if Ja Morant weren't out the last 3 games, so that series could have been different.
Missed half the series.
Against Golden State, same with Steven Adams. So, look, they're right there when it's all said and done. I got them at number 7. Next
number
up,
6.
I got the Nets, man. Just off principle alone with their names. I mean, the star power, KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons when he's come back, Joe Harris, the size they have, the length they have. We'll see what they do with Bruce Brown. Some questions around the team. Steve Nash, their head coach, could make a case that they would have been better off with Kenny Atkinson if they had kept him. But I get it. It is what it is. I just got them at number 6 because there's a lot of volatility, right? A lot of question marks. I think they'll be fine, but I need to see it more consistently before I can believe it. They're number 6. Next up.
Number 5.
I got the Suns. Look, you can tell me what you want to tell me about Devin Booker didn't show up. CP3 got hurt. Jay Crowder and company got a little bit banged up. We'll see what moves they make with DeAndre Ayton. That is a major, major question mark. That's probably why I had them at number 5. And I give them a lot of credit. Look, I give Dallas a lot of credit. They were able to get by them. But still, when it's all said and done, I still like the Suns and CP3 a year older, but I still think he'll be there when it counts. Next up.
Number 4.
The Celtics, man. Look, I think you can make a question around, can you add Malcolm Brogdon? What do you do with Marcus Smart? I think Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. Questionable decision-making from this whole team. Obviously, Jason Tatum, I think he's going to take this offseason. It's going to burn him in a really bad way. He's going to work. Al Horford being a year older, he was a pivotal piece. But Robert Williams, if he's healthy with Grant Williams, his team, Udoka, their style, really like them there at number 4. Number 3.
Number 3.
Yo, the Clippers, man. Yo, put some respect on the Clippers' name. Kawhi Leonard coming back. He has a New Balance commercial. Uh-oh, you know when he starts doing these commercials, he's coming to be the king of L.A. You know, I don't know what's going to mean for Key and the Los Angeles Lakers and AD and LeBron. I know they'll be there when it's all said and done, but Reggie Jackson, Paul George is nice. Keep sleeping on Paul George.
How about the coach, Jay?
And then Ty Lue, who has the blueprint about how they're building it, you know, in L.A. with the Lakers. That counts.
Clippers a problem.
Number 3. Next up.
Number 2.
The Bucks, man. Look, the Celtics got by the Bucks, but if Chris Middleton were on that team, I don't think the Celtics are getting by the Bucks. So, I mean, Giannis, to me, is still the best player in basketball. It's a conversation. It's a debate. If you want to have it with him, Steph, LeBron, all the best in the game. But, look, he's playing at a high level. They're going to come back. They're going to be healthy. I still think they are the team to beat in the Eastern Conference. And then number 1.
Number 1.
Golden State Warriors, man. I mean, they're going to bring back Wiggs. You got Jordan Poole. He's going to come back. You got Steph. You got Clay. You got Draymond. Their core is intact. And look, James Wiseman coming back in the offseason. Kuminga, they have the youth. They have the veteran. They have the experience. They are the team to beat going into the 2022-2023 NBA season.
So you have 7. That's
And
good. The
7,
Warriors,
that
the
voice,
Bucks,
yeah, I'm
Clippers,
7,
Celtics,
yes.
Suns, Nets,
Keyshawn with that voice, I'm 7.
in the Grizzlies.
Yes.
So you got
I've noticed
the Warriors
Max,
number 1.
Yeah, but I've noticed he has 3 teams off the list that
Yes.
certainly should be on the list.
Okay, let's talk them through.
Because all year long, well, you had one. Let's go to Miami Heat. You figure they're going to make an offseason move.
If they do, yep.
They should be somewhere. I don't know if you squeeze it to 8.
So would you,
whatever.
let me ask you a question. Would you put the Miami Heat above the Nets, Celtics, or Bucks?
Or we
Not
just
knowing
do
what
8?
move- Not knowing what moves they're going to make.
I have a question for you
As
first,
currently
Jay.
constructed.
Did you choose 7 because you're doing it like Key? This is the
I was-
bucket, the top bucket?
No, I chose my top 7 teams.
But
No
instead of
buckets.
6 or 8 or 5 or 10, because if so, then I would say probably the Heat should be there, right?
Yeah,
It should be
if it's
where?
not-
Top 7?
No. In other words, if 7's not just a random number, if you selected 7 teams because you're saying these 7 are different from everybody else, if you're doing that, shouldn't it be 8 with the Heat is the question.
No, the Heat are in my top 7.
They're not in your top 7.
They're not in my top 7.
Okay, so
if I had them in my top 7, they would be in my top 7.
So they're not in the first bucket of teams.
No. That's my top 7. How many ways do y'all need me to break it down?
There is no y'all. I just wanted to know why the Heat wasn't in 7 and the Grizzlies are. Also, I said there was 3 teams. I only talked about one, the Miami Heat. All year long, not only all year long, your favorite pick and roll, pick and pop team, and they got James Harden and Embiid and all those other, they're not in there either.
It wasn't all year long.
Well, when they got James Harden.
Yeah, well, a lot of question marks. What do you do with James Harden? Who you?
This is why
if
I'm asking you
if
these
they
things.
add Bradley Beal or
Very
a piece like
combative
that
today.
I would be. I'm not combative.
He's
See?
very good.
I just said combative, and he said not. I proved it.
I've learned, though, whenever you question, not challenge, but question
Yes.
Mr. Williams in any sort of way about anything that he puts out in the universe,
That is
he
a
gets
lie.
very, like, touchy and frustrated.
Defensive?
And defensive.
You guys
and
are
all
using a
those
lot
sort
of
things.
negative words that carry negative connotations that are not me.
You said what the Sixers would do with James Harden. I just read yesterday that Doc Rivers said they certainly are bringing James back. They're going to pay him all his money, blah, blah, blah. So he's going to be there. Then the last team, obviously, that I would have pet peeve with you about
Lakers.
are the Los Angeles Lakers, and I think most
You
Laker
didn't
fans
make the playoffs.
I understand that. We didn't make the playoffs for a number of reasons. But it certainly seems like, it feels like to me, at the start of the season, most people in your profession on the NBA side would certainly have the Lakers making the playoffs. So
Yeah, I have them. I mean, you can make the playoffs doesn't mean they're top 7.
okay, you don't
Yeah,
think they're top 7 with LeBron James, a healthy Anthony Davis, and a retooled Westbrook.
Is it a healthy AD? I don't know.
Well, as of right now, he's healthy.
I just need to see what it looks like before I can put the Lakers in my top 7.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.